All right, so what we want to do today is we want to go over a really quick review of the food web and how it's actually arranged. So in the food web here, we're going to see that the grasses on the bottom, these are going to be our producers. They're going to have the start of the energy within the ecosystem. And as we start moving up, they're going to jump to our primary consumers. The energy then would then flow to our secondary consumers, and then finally to our tertiary consumers up toward the top of the food web.
When you look at this food web, do you see any organisms that could be in more than one trophic level?
So why don't you take just a few seconds and write it down, look on that food web and see if you can write it down in your notebook and see if there's any organisms that meet that criteria. All right, so what did you come up with? If you came up with the owl right here, the owl is going to be it, because the owl is not only going to be a tertiary consumer, but it's also going to be a secondary consumer. It's a secondary consumer when it eats the herbivores on the bottom, the grasshopper, the mouse, and the rabbit, and it's a tertiary consumer when it eats the mole or the snake. So,
what about the size? Do you notice anything about the size of the organisms in our food web? I have some ideas of what to say.
So that's something that we're going to come back to tomorrow. So if we just kind of conclude here, it's going to start at our producers of our grass. The energy is then going to flow to our primary consumers, which is our pig, and then ultimately it's going to go to our secondary consumers, Thomas Edison, eating his famous pork roll sandwich. Welcome to Jersey.